This video is only for the 25 to 30 people that watch this video. It's for nobody else to watch. So the 25 to 30 of you who watch this, I want you to leave a comment about this. Who do you think they're going to replace Biden with, and why do you think they're going to replace them? And do you think it's going to help the Democrats win the election or get them closer to the point to where they can maybe steal the election again? We're hearing Michelle Obama, Gavin Newsome. We're hearing all type of names floating up, right? Do you think they're going to pull Biden off the ticket? Do you think he's going to have some kind of major health issue between now and the election to where they can kind of gracefully say, maybe he had a serious health condition happen to him and he's no longer able to run for presidency because it's too much on his health? A lot of people are thinking Michelle Obama is going to be the one. A lot of people are thinking it's going to be Gavin Newsome who's going to be the candidate for the Democrats. It was very strange. I will admit it that the debate was very strange. When he come out, he was firing on all cylinders there for a little bit, right? But you could tell he was reading off a script there. And as soon as he got done with his first opening statements and question, after that he started stumbling, right? It kind of went off script. Some people are saying maybe he had an earpiece in his ear and he's repeating what he was told and things like that. We all watched it. The ones who did watch it could see something's wrong. And it also brings up the question, if he really is in that bad of mental shape, who is actually running the country? Who is actually in charge of this? Who's in charge of the nuclear football, right? Who's in charge of it? Because if he has that much trouble, a lot of people say it's just a speech impediment, right? That he has a speech impediment problem. That's what causes this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a speech doctor or anything like that. It seems more to me that it's not a speech problem. He has issues getting words out that he's thinking about in his head, not technically a speech issue. He wanders off of the subject, right? He'll be talking about something, then he'll just wander off into something else, like his mind goes somewhere else. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be, but I have been around elderly people. Some of y'all may have been around them too, right? Sometimes that happens. I'm not going to say it's dementia or anything like that, but you can clearly see. Now, how can he, in this big meeting, right, with all the world leaders and everything, how can he clearly say what he's trying to say to these people? It makes you wonder, if he can't sit there and talk a question, can't answer a question clearly in 2 minutes, how is he able to make all these deals around the world, right? It's very, we've said it before, it's a show. It's all a show. Now, a lot of people automatically think now Trump, he's in. He's in for sure. There's no way he's going to lose. The vast majority of Democrats are jumping ship and they're going to Trump, right? That the Democrats actually now they put this out. They allowed this debate to happen so that everybody could see how bad Biden actually is. The Democrats made sure they did this so now they can put somebody else in to run against Trump. You got to remember, Trump was very, very popular in 2020. Very popular. But yet he lost. And we're not going to go into details on how he lost or why he lost. We all have our own opinions on that, right? You had votes that showed up or was counted late. You had states that were refusing to count the votes that night. It took days and weeks to get votes counted. Like I said before, when I was a kid, I'm 47 years old now. You knew who the president was that night after the election, or at the very least the next day, right? And then you got into the hanging chad and all that, and since then it's just rolled downhill. This election we won't know who wins it for weeks. No matter what the vote is when we go to bed, somebody will dispute this, dispute that, recount. It'll take days and days, possibly weeks and weeks to get the election results in, get them verified and all that. Much like the last election cycle, it took a long time. And it even come down to, they had, you know what I'm saying, it got pretty crazy there. But a lot of people are saying the Democrats did this debate specifically so that they can show how bad Biden is, that he's not all there mentally or physically. They took breaks. What was it, 2 breaks I believe they took during the debate, and usually those breaks do not happen in that type of debate. They do happen in the larger debate, but not this type of debate. It's pretty much And Biden rehearsed this. They're saying that he locked himself away, for days to rehearse this, and that he had a cold. That's why he was the way he was. They're always making excuses. I would rather someone just come out and say, "Look, yeah, he's got some mental issues, but he's sharp, right? He knows who people is. He just stumbles sometimes. He messes up." But no, they want to make it out that he's just a vibrant man, right? That he's sharp, pinpoint laser accuracy, and we all see he's not. And you've got to ask yourself, how can this man negotiate world deals when he can't even negotiate a 2-minute question and answer without just going off onto something else? They defeated Medicare. I was sitting there when he said that, I'm like, what are you talking about, man? We all have bad days where we try to get something out of our mouth and it doesn't come out right. We stumble on it, we stutter or something like that, and we can't get out what we're trying to say, right? Most of you watch my video, you're like, yeah, you do that a lot, or you ramble on about stuff. But this man does it constantly. Constantly. And of course, now we're hearing that all the videos that we're seeing, that they're fake, of Biden wandering off and stuff like that. I will admit the one where the parachutist thing, where the lady grabbed his arm and brought him back over to the parachutist. If you do see the full video, he did walk over to another group of parachutists and was standing there in the direction of them. Could have been talking to them, but of course what we see was edited down and cropped where you just see them kind of wander off, right? And then she brings them back to the one that they want to take the picture with. But he was technically standing there talking to some more parachutists, right? You got to understand, a lot of this stuff's fake out here. Both sides do it. You understand what I'm saying? Both sides do this fake stuff. But when it comes down to the end of the day, when you're sitting there and you're watching this man talk, you're watching him in the debate, right? You're watching him. He can't get a 2-minute question answered without rambling off about something. And that right there, just nukes are on the way, right? Nukes are in there, they're flying. He's got to give the codes to get our nukes launched. How's he going to be able to do it? That's going to be a very more stressful situation than debating somebody, right? It's a bad situation. It makes you wonder who is actually in control of our country, who is actually making the decisions, and he's just the front man, right? He's just the front man. They put him out there for pictures and things like that, but almost like somebody else is back here running it, right? And Trump, when he gets in office, you have to understand, if he wins again, number one, when they asked him about deporting illegals, he jumped around that question about the mass deportation of illegals. He jumped around it. He didn't give you a straight answer. I firmly believe he's not going to come out and deport everybody. I told you, they'll tell you what you want to hear, get you all fired up, get you voting for him, right? This man's going to do this man's going to do that. And then when they don't do it, you're kind of, well, but you also got to understand, he's going to have, Congress is going to fight him on, we're talking about Trump, Congress is going to fight him on everything he does. Any major decisions will wind up in the Supreme Court, right? It's going to have to do something with the Supreme Court. Plain and simple. This 4 years of Trump wins is not going to fix America. We've been saying this ever since this started. Once he announced he was running again. So many people believe that when he wins, it's going to change the whole country. We're going to go back and just be like we was. We're not. I've told you, we are in the fall of this. We are watching America fall. I firmly believe they're just propping everything up so in case Trump does win, when the bottom falls out, they can say, see, that's Trump's fault. He didn't do what he said he was going to do. The country fell under his watch. They are sneaky enough to do that, right? But you also got to understand, all these politics are on the same side. And somebody's going to say, well, you want your politicians on the same side. You want them for the good of the country. You want them to agree on stuff and make the country better. Enforce the laws, this and that, right? That's not the side they're on. The side they're on is money side. Who controls the country side, right? Not the president. These big corporations that give kickbacks. Number one, we should have term limits in Congress. Honestly, and I've said this before, unfortunately, we need to put an age cap on this. Regardless, Trump, he's lucid. We need an age cap on like the presidency and Congress and all that, and we need term limits, right? A lot of people are afraid. You all heard Robert De Niro say that if Trump gets in office again, he's never going to leave, that he's going to be there forever, right? which is not possible under our Constitution, which of course they're going to say, well, he'll just rewrite the Constitution. Once again, it's got to go through Congress and everything else. People want everybody fighting during this, and they don't understand that both sides are playing each other. Us. They're playing us. You're going to have a politician just like Trump with his red flag laws, right? People are like, well, you know, that was a knee jerk. He did it. Yeah, this or that. And then you also have, it's getting to the point of where people cannot realize they're being played. They hear something good. I'm going to deport all the illegal immigrants. You also got, Hillary will be in jail. Mexico's going to pay for the wall. The wall's going to be up. The wall's not all the way across South. Hillary's not in jail. Like M.D. Creekmore said today, you know, then he starts saying, hey, the Clintons are good people. It's a show. It is a show. At the end of the day, it's a huge show. We cannot vote our way out of this. We can't. Am I telling you not to go vote? No. But you got to understand, Trump gets 4 more years if he wins. That's it, 4 years. Do you think he could turn us all the way around and back to where we was in 4 years? Some of you will say, yes, he can. But you're forgetting that Congress has to approve a lot of this stuff that he's wanting to do. And people, well, he's got executive orders and this and that, right? He had them last time and he couldn't get everything done. So, I mean, it's to the point now where you're going to go cast your vote, you're going to sit back and you're going to wait and see who wins, right? Let's say that they do switch Biden out to Newsom. What's going to happen if the Democrats carry this election? Somebody like Newsom or Michelle Obama getting in there at this last minute and winning it? Come on now. The Republicans, what are they going to do? When I say them, what's the citizens going to do that voted for Donald Trump, right? What are the Democrat citizens going to do if Trump wins? You know, it gets... Last time we had January 6th, the Democrats, you know, they're all for, you know, you can protest, burn down cities, whatever, right? Do what you want to do. It's mostly peaceful protest, right? Destroy whole cities. Republicans, they protest, you know, it's gotten to the point of where all this is just going to implode. It is, everything. You know, Trump wins, they may let the economy crash and blame him for it, that he couldn't save the country. If a Biden gets another 4 years, you know what's going to happen. But as of right now, do you think they're going to replace Biden? Who do you think they're going to replace him with? And who do you think, as of this moment right now, is actually running our country after seeing how Biden is? Think about that and comment on this. You know, 20, 30 people that watch a video, at least, you know, the ones that do comment, thank you. But the other 15 to 20 don't leave a comment and don't hit a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care if you hit a thumbs down if you don't like the video, but let's start leaving comments. Let's start hearing from everybody to see what they think. I mean, it's getting to the point when we post videos, there's just maybe 2 or 3 comments on it, right? I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear what you think about this. This should be important to you too, of what's going on in America right now. So leave a comment, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. And for the 20 to 25 of you, or 30 of you that do watch it, just had a Biden moment, that do watch it, I thank y'all. And for the very few who comment, I thank y'all for commenting. Keep your head on a swivel, be aware of your surroundings at all times, protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person who can do it. Stay safe, drop a comment, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Let me interact with y'all. I want to hear what y'all are thinking is going on here. This is a very important time in America. Very important time. Let me know your thoughts.